皆さんこんにちは、トニー森です。今回はナパバレー地区にあるデイビッド・アーサー・ビンヤーズを訪れています。それでは皆さんご一緒にどうぞ。ナパのセントヘレナ地区にあるデイビッド・アーサー・ビンヤーズは標高300から360メートルのプリッチャードヒルの丘の上に位置しています。現在のオーナーのデイビッド・ロング氏の父ドナルド・ロング氏が1950年代からプリッチャードヒルで土地の購入を開始し、最終的に400ヘクタールの土地を取得しました。1985年からはワイン作りも開始し、1990年前半からカベルネ・ソービニオンやメルローなど他のブドウの栽培も始めました。デイビッド氏は友人から借りた RV、キャンピングカーを使い全米を回り営業活動に励んでいます。それではナパバレ地区にあるデイビッド・アーサー・ビンヤーズのオーナー、デイビッド・アーサーさんにお話を伺ってみます。
The winery here was started in 1985, and we were primarily, matter of fact, we were only a Chardonnay house only, so only making one white wine. After maybe 5 years of making Chardonnay only, we came to find out that this ground here is really more suited to red grapes. And we set off on making Cabernet, and we now grow Cabernet Sauvignon, Cabernet Franc, Merlot, Petit Verdot, and Sangiovese. These grapes we feel are best suited for this ground. We have very rocky soil, which gives us wonderful drainage and gives us wines of really high intense flavors, flavors that make wines that are aged for a considerable amount of time, but wines that are very big and very, very intense. I probably should block that guy off. But that's the winery was founded, like I said, in 85. The family vineyards were planted in 1980. And even prior to that, my father had left the vineyard land here, the property, to 3 boys. I was the last of 3 sons, and I was the one that became the farmer and then ultimately started the winery. My brother, Robert Long, is a partner in David Arthur, and the winery is now run by myself, my daughter Gretchen, who heads marketing for us, and my daughter Laura, who is our controller and operating officer. I just finished a 2.5, almost 3-month tour of the southern states of the United States, and it was about 13 states in all. And it was a tour to introduce people who had never met me, who had been selling my wine for the last 20 years, and then also to introduce Meritaggio, which is our blend, our spin on Meritage, which is, of course, the California spin on Bordeaux. So Meritaggio came about, the Gio on the end of the Meritage came about because of our addition of Sangiovese instead of Malbec. So we left off Malbec, added Sangiovese, came up with the name Meritaggio. And so many people, of course, they don't know this name. And so this tour over the last 3 months was to introduce that name and, of course, introduce the name to David Arthur that many people did not know. And there will be people that differ from this answer, of course, but I have a definite feeling about this, very strong feeling that wine is made first in the vineyard. And our winemaker, Niall Zackerley, who you'll meet in a moment, we can discuss that. But there's no question in my mind that if you do not have great soil and a great climate and rocky soil, very well drained, you cannot make good wines. I think you can make some decent wines from some soil that is not so great, but up here, there's no question about it, it is really the soil. Today, the white wine that I would show you would be our Sauvignon Blanc, and the red wine would be which is our flagship wine, our Elevation 1147, which comes from just a few rows of grapes that has always made our highest end Cabernet and our most expensive wine. And what I have for you today, this is so fun, that we happen to have Niall Zackerley, our winemaker, with us. I'm going to have Niall here and have him tell you about these wines. Niall, come on over.
Okay, the white wine that we have here is the 2008 Sauvignon Blanc from David Arthur. We produce about 15% of our total production from fruit we source from outside of Pritchard Hill, where we are here on site. This is sourced from the Yountville area. It's organically grown grapes that are barrel fermented and surly aged for about 8 months. And it does contain a little bit of Semillon, so we get some nice citrus grapefruit flavors, a little bit of grass and herbal characters, along with a melon and fig. So we feel that this is a very classically styled Sauvignon Blanc in a Bordeaux style tradition with the blended Semillon and Sauvignon Blanc. The red wine we have here is the 2007 David Arthur Elevation 1147. And this is 100% Cabernet Sauvignon from our estate, from our best blocks. And it comes off of what we call the Elevation 1147 vineyard. And that block produces about 1 bottle per vine. So very, very low yielding vines and incredibly stressed. And so it's quite a pleasure to work with these wines. This wine particularly shows a lot of deep extract, deep dark fruit flavors, and a very long palate, not only on the length of the palate, but on the finish. You'll continue to taste it after taking a sip of the wine. So incredibly layered and complex Cabernet that is built to age for upwards of 20-25 years.
それではこちらデイビッド・アーサー・ビンヤーズの2008年ソービニョン・ブランをテイスティングしています。もう花をですね近づけた瞬間にハニーデュー、それとあとメロンですね、キウイ、それとレモンライムのこのアロマのパーフェクトなバランスにですね、かすかにこのトーストされたそうですねオークとあとバニラですね、それの風味がこうアクセントになっているソービニョンブランですけども、このソービニョンブランでしたら、私でしたら、季節的にもですね、オイスターのハーフシェルかなんかで決めてみたいと思いますけども、いかがでしょうか。それではデイビッド・アーサー・ビンヤーズの2007年カベルネ・ソービニョンをテイスティングしています。このカベルネはすごく口当たりが滑らかですね。でアロマとしたらバニラ、それとあとなんかキャンディーですね、それとあとこうローストしたコーヒー豆の味もこう感じられますね。でその後を追うようにですねベリー系、そうですねブラックベリーとかそれからブルーベリーですね、それがこうそのアロマが加わって、それでこうなんかですねダークチョコレートとあとそうですね、皆さんあまり馴染みがないと思うんですけどリコリス、肝臓のですねようなフレーバーを感じさせますけども、しっかりしたタニンと酸味のバランスの取れた一品だと思います。このカバルネでしたら、そうですね、私でしたらですね子牛のレバーのソテー、ガーリックソテーなんかもいいんじゃないかと思いますけども、お試しください。
When visiting Napa Valley on your next trip out, come and see us at David Arthur. My daughter Laura will take care of all your tour requirements. We have the most fun tour on the planet. Everyone that comes here has the best time, and we're all about that. We're all about having people having a great time, tasting great wines here at David Arthur in the Napa Valley. Thank you.
皆さん、デイビッド・アーサー・ビンヤーズはいかがでしたか？エンジョイしていただけましたでしょうか？それではまた次回。I'll see you guys next time.